again?
This ruined me. Should we start with the one guy who's gonna like it the most, probably?
Okay, honestly, I would say overall, if I were to say do I like or dislike this movie, I'd probably say I like it more than I
No
dislike
way!
Oh, wow. Okay, wow, I'm shocked. I am shocked.
I don't like it that much, though. It's like, I would give this like a 2.5, maybe a 3 on a good day.
I thought I was going to be the only one. I thought I was going to be I was like time to put on my big boy cuffs and defend this movie.
It was
put on the boxing gloves.
It was so incredibly stupid, but it was also like kind of good. But like at the same time,
listen,
visually it has actually really, really good moments. My favorite shot was of her underwater in the car.
That was excellent.
That was great.
And then the song playing over that scene. It's so good.
Yes.
It's so pretty.
Yes, true.
But fuck the entire visual side. This is funny as shit. This is
I was
a
gonna
good time.
say, I think
a good movie.
I think that if I watched this alone, I would probably like not. I don't know.
Would you have stopped it? Would you
maybe?
Yeah.
Because like, dude, I'm just like thinking about like not the experience we had where we were just making fun of it constantly, just the actual movie.
You.
Oh, sorry. just the actual movie. Honestly, I think I just would have been so just like whatever about everything except for a few like cool shots of animals.
Yeah, because here's the thing, right? Is like I think that it was funny to watch this. Okay, I went into it. Here's the thing. Maybe I'm just taking it too seriously, but watching this, dude, it's just like there's so many stupid moments, and like just the moments where editing is just like questionable, and like line delivery,
line delivery and acting.
Line delivery and acting is shit.
Wait, listen,
it's shit.
Maybe I'm tripping here, but I sort of got every old Hollywood movie sounds and looks like
no, Carlos.
So it's like I'm not even like
you haven't seen many.
No, like
so
what
what else?
Okay, would you like Citizen Kane or The Searchers?
They sound like this. They
don't.
This.
No, that's different, dude.
Hold up right now.
You don't remember.
Hold up right now.
Okay, there's
what do you mean talk like this?
The delivery is really old timey sounding.
It is old timey.
Yeah, old timey sounding.
But it's not ridiculous.
Yeah. No. It's so exaggerated. It's so dramatic. It's over the top. It's so like the woman saying like hey me like.
I know that she got you guys
every sentence. But even the main guy, even the killer, sometimes is like
he is chewing up the scenery.
The director,
he is hamming it up.
He is hamming it up. The director should have been like, hey man. Like,
I think that's what he wanted.
Be consistent.
That's what he wanted.
No.
Well, then what it is? The performance itself, I would not call it inconsistent. I would say this is the performance.
If that's what he wanted, I think it's stupid.
I don't like.
Sure,
sure.
That's fine.
I think it's hilarious, but it's not what they wanted. Carlos, there is no scene in Citizen Kane where someone goes, "This is called."
We gotta pull that out.
There's no part. Anything that
he said it like this. He said, "This is concrete."
This is concrete, dude, and it's so funny.
Yeah, I think you're drawing relations because it's black and white. It's from the 50s, 40s.
Give me another American movie from this time period.
Like
that I would have seen.
The Searchers.
Fucking honestly,
no, that's not that old.
I would say because he hasn't seen it, so it can't be good enough. But the Third Man. I haven't seen many movies from the 50s, but I don't agree with the fact that this sounds like every movie from the 50s.
I look like at this guy, not able to direct it, but what he starred in. This makes sense. Like old Dark House, like all these Kino video releases.
I guess
all these are
Billy
like
Wilder,
really.
Billy Wilder films kind of have that, but the thing is, it's not so ridiculous and hammy to the point where it's like unintentionally hilarious.
All I'm gonna say is like, if I watched it without you guys, I would have been like, okay, they're just acting like an old movie. It's fine. Yeah,
dude,
it wouldn't. I mean, I would have laughed at parts that I still laughed at.
Yeah,
but if anything, that's just a charm to it for me.
I don't know.
It's just charming at that point.
To me, it works the other way because to me, I'm like. The scene that we were like kind of confused at, where he talks to like one of the girls when she goes out at night.
Yeah. To go see that boy.
Yeah, no, that completely, it doesn't add charm to it for me. I'm saying like this could have been good, but it's just like stupid Hollywood.
Wait, when he shows up in the town and
because
asks her on a date,
because it's just like cheap thrills. Like he just shows up and then the audience is supposed to go, "Oh my gosh, she's there."
No, it's very much a thriller.
Whereas like a better movie would have kind of like showed the progression or kind of like it would have had some lineage.
This is super cliche.
Yeah,
there are some moments where, dude, it is super Hollywood.
I don't care.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not gonna say you're wrong.
I'm not gonna say you're wrong. I can't tell you that you're wrong.
It's just like denying the audience of like actual like drama and like actual just like stuff in favor of just like random like cheap thrills.
Honestly, cheap thrills is probably a good way of explaining it because no lie, when he showed up, I was like, oh shit, he's back.
But that's so shallow for me.
I don't mind it because if anything, it's like there are movies where it's like, especially like let's just talk about like story or structure where like they're very well thought out as far as like we're gonna get from point A to point B to point C, and there are some movies where it's really sweaty. Where they're like, okay, we don't know how to
sweaty.
No, just think about it. It's like, we don't know what the fuck, how to get there. Okay, we're gonna do this and this and this and then this happened and this happened and then we made it, and now we're here to the next set piece.
But like, see,
and I'm just saying, like, I can acknowledge when it's like that. But like in that scene in particular, I wasn't shocked. I mean, when he's like, he showed up, like, like you were saying, like, what the hell? He just talked to every kid in the. And I was like, well, there's up the river. Like when I thought about it,
I was gonna
up the
say,
river. I mean,
like,
he has a whole posse of people.
Well, that's the thing is that we hadn't seen him for a minute, and so for him to just appear on screen after having a big break, and he immediately talks to the first girl that leads him immediately there.
Yeah, no,
if we had seen him maybe just like talking and like there's just more of a tension build, that would have been better.
See,
but instead, it's just like, hey, I'm here.
That's cool, but no joke. This is 95 minutes. We gotta get the fuck.
It didn't have to be 95 minutes. What if it was just longer?
But I'm just saying, like, that's what he made. He made a 90-minute movie, 93-minute movie.
But it
could have been better if it was longer.
If it was longer?
Honestly.
I don't know. I feel like that point would just be dragged out and be more dumb at that point.
I disagree with the dragged out. I disagree.
I don't think so at all.
I mean, okay, at that point it'd be a different movie, and that's fine. I'd watch it.
Yeah. Well, if it was a different,
this is what we got, and I don't know. I had a really good time with it.
I had a good time with it too, but
I think in a different way than what
I
you're
honestly
say,
think
probably.
if I watched alone, I would just be so over it, and I would just be so like. So I have to take into account what the movie is.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You know
the
what
movie
I mean?
is a thriller. It's honestly, and if you don't, I mean, I get that. If that's like, if that's like hollow to you, that's fine.
Well, I was gonna say it does have its
thrillers.
moments of like actual like meaningful things. It's just not well done. Like the scene, honestly, I really do like the cute grandma character. What's her name?
I actually do like her.
At the end, everything with her, Miss
De-
Cooper. Yeah,
no,
she's
dead
awesome.
ass. I'm not kidding. It's like I said this when he did show up to see that girl randomly. You know, like the scene we were just talking about. Mm-hmm. It's like I'm not kidding. I was gonna tell you guys. The movie got better when he was gone.
Yeah.
No,
the movie got better. I'm not even kidding.
Everything that happens from when they go to when they're making the voyage up the stream. I loved all of that. I mean, it may seem like kind of hammy or cheap, but like the little girl singing, everything from there on, I was like, this is really good.
Yeah, it was like good, but the thing
I
is
liked
like
it's just like a little adventure.
Yeah.
But also mixed with like murder. It really is like the idea of a Hollywood thriller, like a edge of your seat. Like, this guy who kind of weaseled his way into this family to get money. It's very. It's not like deep or smart, but there are things about it where I'm sure it's like, there's a big religious.
Yeah, I like that.
A big religious aspect to it.
I like the part at the end with where he's like, just take the money. I don't want to see you die. Dude, I literally am forgetting this movie. What happened to the bad guy?
So what happened was...
They wanted to go hang him. The town was
the mob. The mob
wanted to go do mob justice because the boy wouldn't say that, is this the guy that killed your...
And I love that choice where it's like, he's not going to say just because, like, his dad died, his mother died, he's a bum, he's alone. He just doesn't want to see more death. That was good.
Yeah, that subverted expectations. I'll say that
good,
much. Like instead of the kid just being like,
even then, like, it's just not well done.
Yeah, I don't think it's that well done.
I think the scene where he runs up to him, he just kind of breaks and he throws like the doll with the money. He's like, just take it. I want, that was good.
It's not well done as far as like the actual story and how it's told.
Just everything. I don't know. Just everything is kind of weak. There are, like I said, I know, like you said, never mind the visuals because I know, like the classic. You love the narrative, I know you got out of it.
I will say,
I just find it so cookie cutter, man.
Yeah, I didn't give a shit about the narrative. There were, and visually, honestly, sometimes it was just kind of whatever. But there are moments where it was good.
Yeah.
Visually, I think there's parts where it looks really good.
Honestly, possibly my favorite scene is her with the shotgun rocking back in the chair, and she starts singing with him.
Yeah,
that was
there's
actually
so many
really
moments
good.
I can pin out, but like I don't know. For me, especially in a lot of filmmaking, it's like I don't need every shot to be some incredible looking, incredibly well staged, well put together. Sure, it can be, but I don't need that. That's just me though. I'm just but we know that, but I'm just saying that like I don't need it to be like. Cause I feel like at that point in a story like this, I don't know. I mean, maybe it could have been better. It would have been better, but it's just like the movie. It's like you kind of get the coverage, shot, reverse shot. You get your stuff, and then when you go your wides, that's when you have more fun with it. That's when he has more. But the lighting, the actual clearly a lot of it was sets and sound stages, and man, some of that looked great when they rolled up in the little boat with the two houses and the lighting hitting it.
That was really good.
Like it's so many moments. I'm like, okay, this is a good filmmaking. This is good. I don't care if they're more peppered throughout. That doesn't bother me.
Well, here's what I'm getting at. Here's why I bring that up. It's because talking about just like I'm trying to dissect this movie, and I'm telling you that visually it didn't hit all the marks. Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's not like every movie that I love has to constantly be amazingly beautiful. There are a lot of movies that I do love, but I mean, shit, dude, I fucking love Funny Games, and Funny Games is a movie that is like kind of purposefully not showy.
It's like
but like the point I'm making is like the parts that I like the most is when it really like had some flair to it, and I don't mind. I'm not saying like, oh, it's bad because because it wasn't constantly amazing. I don't care about that.
Okay.
What I'm getting at is this is what I liked, and for the rest of it, it was just like, oh yeah, it's just fine.
There.
Like I would not say like this is like, oh, this is not even a bit really well shot. I wouldn't necessarily say that. It's got some good moments.
And I wouldn't even say it's a sin that it doesn't live up to like some of the good moments all the way through. You know what I mean?
That's fine.
Although I would prefer that.
I'm not even.
So you're saying that's just one aspect of it, but everything else is not even up to snuff, and that's why.
No, I'm not even ragging on the visuals. I'm not.
Yeah, I was gonna say like these visuals are like good, but they're just so hollow, man. There's just nothing behind.
It's hollow because the movie is itself.
Yeah,
the depth.
So
sure, okay, that makes sense. But I guess for me, since I was on board. Right from the beginning, I was like, okay, no, I'm on board for whatever this is gonna be.
How did it even start?
With her.
What happened?
With the woman in the sky with the kids. The first thing she talks about is the idea of wolf in sheep's clothing, and so obviously.
It's the guy.
Yeah, the guy being a preacher, exactly.
Yeah,
and so and then we see the dad go to prison because we see the guy go to the penitentiary just for like 30 days because he parked.
He was speeding?
No, he parked I think in a shitty spot or something like that.
No, he stole a car.
Oh, he stole it. Oh, yes, he did.
Stole the car.
He did. Yeah,
honestly, it's like I bet that, like the story of this is good. It's just not well done at all.
Yeah, like in concept, like this idea of like this.
Okay, have you ever thought about like obviously it would take a long time. Yeah. But, like, taking something that you would see like this, like, for example, just as what we just saw on the top of my head, and writing it yourself, and restructuring and remaking it into
I wouldn't particularly
write this, I don't know.
No, but I'm saying, like, it's an interesting idea, no, right?
Yeah.
It's like...
Well, this was adapted from a book, so if I read the book and then I tried to, adapt it into a screenplay... Well, would I? I don't know. But if you're telling me I had to, I feel like there would obviously be some things that I... would do different than what would happen in this. Just some things. I don't even know what. Like Chris, I agree with Chris. Like, I wouldn't really make this. I would go for something, I don't know, just different.
No, this was fun. It
was fun.
I had fun, honestly, because I feel like, honestly, if I watched this alone, I think I would have...
Listen.
Yeah, I would have been, like, just so ready for it to be done.
I'm bad with names. What was his name? Main bad guy. I'm going to call him
Harry.
Listen,
Harry Potter.
He fucking... He went for it. That was... a good amount of ham. That was hammy as fuck. That was funny.
Who does this sound like? What cartoon characters?
Bro, he was funny. That's all I want to say. I want to say that, like, I mean, yeah. If you want to say his performance is bad, sure, you can. I'm not gonna deny that. But I'm gonna say I think I will not forget some of these moments, and I think that he really chewed up the scenery.
Yeah,
and having such a fun time with this role.
One might say he ate.
He ate. I think the little girl's not a great actor, but
she was funny.
But
what was the thing she said when, like, it was the scene where, like, he pulled out the knife for the first time? He's like, "Isn't this cute?" She said something so funny there.
I can't remember.
She went like,
we can go back.
Or some little, like, she said,
he bitched at her when she tried grabbing it.
She said something.
She said, like,
funny.
What? Or something weird.
Yeah.
The Ryan Gosling kid is the same thing the whole movie. the exact same everything.
Well, it's the same facial expression.
Same everything. Just nothing is interesting. Just no variation.
He's not great, but he did what he had to do.
It's not even like on the part of the acting. It's on part of like he's just there. Like when you look at the kid in Paper Moon, like there's.
I was literally
but that's like
just about to bring.
That's the difference between
a good director and a bad director.
I don't want to say that. I would say what the child is asked to do.
Yeah.
Because there's not really much dialogue.
No,
for
that's what I'm saying.
That girl had to be so snippy with that dialogue, and it had to be.
It's a diss on the writing and like
sure.
Just that he's just such a nothing character.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're not. It's not necessarily deep, but yeah, no, the girl in Paper Moon she's fantastic.
Yeah,
she is,
so
because she's asked to do a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the kids aren't great, but you know they are what the story kind of hinges on. At least in the second half, a lot. The whole movie basically on the entire movie. What the fuck am I saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like this one that really goes like from when I'm watching it like all over the place for me. When I'm like really enjoying it, really like okay with it, really it's really good, really bad. But I think honestly by the end of it, I'm like, what is this?
I think it's good. Just the thing where it's like it's like could kind of be good, and like the story beats in theory are good. Mm-hmm. Where it's like most of it's just kind of there, and then some of it's bad, but it's like bad in a good way where it's so hilarious that I can, in a morbid way, have an enjoyable time watching it. Like I said, if I were alone, I think I would not be the kid.
Yeah, I think I think I had like a fun experience, but obviously, but I feel like I actually do a pretty good job at, despite the experience I have, I can still just remember what I see in the movie and I catch. Mm-hmm. Now, if it's an experience where we're talking throughout the entirety of it and I don't even really get any of the movie.
Crazy Nights.
Well,
you just knew that one was bad.
Yeah, I just know. I fucking know. But like, then I might not review it just for the sake of that. But I feel like, we weren't talking throughout all of this or something.
But we were just laughing.
Yeah, we were laughing.
Like
yeah, sorry if that was annoying, Carlos. But you got to understand that old lady was so fucking funny.
I liked her.
Dude, Mrs. Scoops is a hilarious name, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Or Spoons.
Spoons, yeah. Scoops.
And then she was like, hang him!
Yeah, lamp jam! the best one was when...
The first time it happened was so funny because the first time we said it, or she said it, we all caught it, we were like, she said that really weird, and she said it again. It was comedy gold.
One of my favorite parts...
The big man.
It was yeah, the big man. It's funny too because after I said that, there's a scene where it's like she kind of just like she goes but he goes She stretches it out, dude. It's so funny.
Dude, if my wife talks like that when she gets old, I'm leaving.
I'm leaving. Yeah,
that would be so annoying.
I'm taking my spoons and dipping.
She was like. Scene of her talking to her husband. He was like, Walter.
Yeah. Oh.
She said one word.
And she stretched it out, dude. Dude, honestly, Okay, so Carlos, out of 10. Carlos, I saw you looking at some reviews for this in the middle of it.
In the middle of it?
I saw you bring up Letterboxd.
Well, I brought it up because I wanted to.
You were just hallucinating.
No, I wanted to see what year it came out.
Catching from reality.
Yeah.
I know. I wanted to see what year it was. It was 55.
Okay.
I wasn't looking at the review. I'm looking at the
so,
review now.
Carlos, out of 10.
It's at least an 8.
No way.
It's like either a 3 or 3.5.
Okay. Out of 5.
Yeah. I don't know. I have to think about it for a bit. I'm just kind of I want to look into this because like this is such a high average on Letterboxd.
It is
a really highly well considered movie, and I want to.
Where it's at on IMDb.
I want to hear people talk about this.
Yeah,
I want to read the reviews.
I'm sure. I bet there's videos on it. There has to be. I mean, you know what's funny? We mentioned it. Kind of the reason why I added it to my watch list is because when we were going over the 50s and stuff in my film class, this was mentioned, and I saw. Like just clips from it, not even clips, just like scenes, like stills from it, and I was like, that looks good. So I'm probably gonna give this like out of 5, like a 1.5 or a 2.
Oh really?
I didn't like
I'll
this.
I'll give
guys.
this a 2.5.
I really like
a 1.5 is pretty.
No, I'm not kidding. Like for most of the part through, like I'd say maybe half the movie. There were moments where I hated this. Like I really.
Which ones did you hate? I want
just the stupid parts. Like I don't know, just like the bad acting. It's just like there's like it's just uninteresting. It's like the delivery of like lines and shit like that, and just the lack of depth. Like I just was watching this and it was just like,
I mean, okay. The only
sometimes
one I can't
the editing
argue...
was shit. Sometimes the editing was shit.
Which part of editing is shit? The only
There
one
was
I can
one
think
scene-
of is that really strange cut from when they
when
lock
he's going up the stairs.
Well, no.
Yeah, that was stupid. Okay,
he
but
looked like Frankenstein.
that was stupid.
That
but
one
what?
the little cut of them in front of the door and then immediately back to him in there. It was like, it felt so jarring. That was the only
It
part.
was for like half a second.
Yeah,
it was so strange.
No, when the dad, in the beginning gets arrested, the way it cuts back and forth between him getting arrested and just the kid's face, I don't know, man. It was just like, it was too jittery, it was awkward, and like,
it was
and like, I don't know,
yeah,
it wasn't very effective.
The more I think about just what the actual movie is, and not how much fun I was having laughing at how terrible it was, the more I realized just it's not good.
It's weird because like my laughter wasn't even out of terribleness; it was just out of like
I
get a certain charm out of all this.
Not even like terribleness, just like ridiculousness. It's like he really said it like that.
With all your gripes you were saying, I can't even.
Really
the only one that I can't like argue is like you can call it shallow. I mean I can't make a case for it not being shallow. But everything else you were saying, it's like that adds to the whole experience of the movie to me. Yeah. I think it's.
Yeah, sometimes the music is actually, I like it, and it's well-timed, and other times it kind of sounds like really basic and
it's your standard
and just sappy.
Score.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I don't like the standard score. I like I like difference. I like something. I don't know. I would appreciate silence like Bogdanovich does.
Oh yeah.
You know, like Bogdanovich does. You know, either diegetic music or literally nothing, and I love that.
That makes it.
Yeah, and so like. Yeah, there were just moments where I was just like, this is just not that good. Like, I really, like, I was disliking it, and I was just annoyed by it, and I was just laughing at just how, like, the stupidity of it. And, you know, it's like, when I'm laughing at it and it's not, I don't know, there are definitely times where it was trying to be funny, but I think there are times where it, like, I don't know, like, yeah, it tried to come off as serious, or, like, you know, intimidating, or just trying to create some kind of emotion. And it just came off as laughable to me. I couldn't take it seriously. And so, like, it just didn't land. It got a little bit better when they got on the boat and they went to the granny. I forget her name, but
Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper. Like
Cooper.
it got better. But just sometimes I was just like, dude, this is just whatever. Like, this is nothing. And anything I am experiencing is kind of bad. So yeah.
Okay.
But like I guess there are some redeeming things of it. So I don't know. Maybe 1.5 is too low out of 5.
Laughing the whole time.
Yeah, but like I'm also like I think because I had a little bit of fun. You know, maybe I'm just thinking it wasn't that bad, but really it was.
No,
so, yeah,
I was gonna say I definitely was a bit swayed by that and by the animal shots.
Yeah,
I would say it's not. It's like a 2.5 for me. I don't think it's like terrible.
Yeah,
honestly, a 2.5 is still a lot higher than I thought I'd be giving it, Chris.
What did you think I'd give it?
Something close to me.
Yeah, that's like 1.5 or 2.
Yeah, maybe a 2. The more I think about it, because like, dude, it really was kind of egregious.
Yeah,
it's so ridiculous.
Just dwell on it, because
I
think I'm gonna settle on a 1.5.
The movie itself, if I watch this alone, dude. It would not be.
I'm gonna give it a 1.5, and I'm gonna lower some of my other 1.5s just because.
I mean, it's like I'll grab my popcorn, my soda pop, sit down, pop this shit on, and be like, "Ooh, have a good time tonight.
Ooh,
we're having a great time tonight."
Ooh.
Honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like terribly in love with it, but I do like it. I'm not gonna lie, like I don't. I do like it.
So be it. Yeah, that's fine.
I do like it.
You like it.
Man, all the animals were so cool to see them. I like those animals. I'm not even joking.
No, yeah.
But this is not going to touch my favorites at all. It's not going to be like in my head for forever.
Mackenzie would turn into a skull if he was here.
I think he would have laughed his ass off.
He would have turned it, dude. He would have had a good time, I think.
I don't even know if he would find the things that we were laughing at very funny.
Instead, he watched Rubber's Love.
Yeah.
You watched Flubber?
Oh, sorry, Rubber's Lover.
You watched Gay N-Words from Outer Space?
That's a good one.
Movie?
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I was gonna say, I think Mackenzie, it would be. I think he would laugh.
He'd laugh at something.
Well, I think he would laugh because you guys were laughing so hard, and you guys would. It probably would have been a worse experience for me watching it because there would have been more of a chain going on as far as like the comments.
I don't know though.
I mean, it wasn't insufferable. Laugh at things
and Mackenzie just doesn't care.
Yeah.
So maybe he wouldn't care. But...
No, that Mrs. Spoons. No, he would have joined in on that.
He would.
Yeah, I see why you guys laugh at it. But I was like, hey, that's just Mrs. Spoons. That's just how it talks. That's how she talks.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else got anything they really want to say about this?
I'm never watching another movie again.
Getting out on Criterion. No, I'm kidding.
This made me hate life and love life.
It made me care for the children.
makes me.
I do not care about any of those kids.
Any of them?
No, just like children, you know.
No, like
Yeah, come on, children in
the
general.
kids are so freaking one-dimensional.
Yep.
It's impressive.
Yep.
Dude,
Dude, you could not.
you haven't seen enough shitty movies.
You
then.
haven't. You couldn't.
Yeah.
I've
make-
seen shit movies.
You couldn't make and like more bland, forgettable, personality-less kids if you tried. And these are our main characters.
Have you seen?
It sounds like you're mocking.
Have you seen Furry Vengeance?
Furry Vengeance?
I don't think you have. Have you seen half the shitty kids movies I've seen? I think
I don't know, dude.
well, you probably never.
But
should.
you kind of okay. No, don't.
You should.
Hold on. Don't take this to heart at first. But I'm gonna say like you kind of like shitty movies because like Thanksgiving.
Okay, yeah, but that's like it shouldn't even. How do I explain it? I thought it was gonna get brought up. I really thought it was gonna get brought up earlier than it was. Thanksgiving is such a legitimately fucking stupid
Exactly.
schlocky.
Say
Schlocky,
too loud.
hell of a good time.
Mackenzie will come down with the hammer.
That is, it shouldn't be like the.
Thor's hammer.
Well, no, I was gonna say I shouldn't have like the jingle keys effect whenever like horror movies shout out other horror movies or are homages to certain time periods.
Sure.
But with horror, that's like I love that because it's Thanksgiving is such a like harkening back to those old stupid 80s slasher films made in a contemporary time. It's just it's a wonderful little thing to get to see. I don't know. I guess if you call that is stupid. Those movies are dumb. But I don't know. I that's just like my little. I just like what I like. That's like the case of like that's just my little niche.
No, it's fine.
I don't know, but there is a no. I figured you were gonna bring that up earlier.
And I'm not even dogging on your
No,
terms.
I know
Well,
you're not.
well, I know that you've just like kind of admitted like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
you like this idea of like it's everything you just said.
Well,
Yeah,
honestly,
it's
like
everything
if you were to rate my experience of this, it was a good time, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I had fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but
But that's it's like but that's literally just because of you guys.
Yeah, I draw
And it's
a line
only because it's like so bad that it's funny.
There's a line that I
So
draw
ridiculous.
when talking about experience. Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
Y Tu Mama
No.
Tambien was an amazing experience because it made me feel so good.
yeah,
Right? Like the emotions it inflicted. But then there's experience where it's just like, it's less the movie and more just outside the movie. Like experience in a
see-
movie theater or experience with, friends.
Yeah.
That's not the experience I graded.
Yeah, no,
I
because,
graded on the
because,
experience.
because
Yeah.
the thing is, you can watch that movie again, like in a time of your life, and then not be so floored by it because your experience is different. You know what I mean? The movie
Exactly.
has to stand on its own 2 feet.
No,
Yeah.
sure, but like I think in the case of Thanksgiving, as particularly that film, I don't want to forget this thought. It might be a little bit different than what you were talking about, but the thing about a movie like that is like, and yeah, maybe this like is also just like it's not an excuse for you guys, but I don't even want to call it an excuse, but because the movie itself is in on the joke, I feel like it accomplishes it accomplished what it wanted to be. What it wanted to be was bring your group of friends out on a Friday night.
Right.
You could be hammered, you could be maybe a little bit high. You sit down, you laugh at everything going on because the filmmakers intended you to have a good time with it.
It's like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
It's you can call it cheap genre thrills.
Yeah.
Which is it's gory, it's stupid, it's funny, it's a slasher film. Yeah, you're in, you're out, and you had a good time with it.
Yeah.
And in that case of that movie, I think that's why it's more of a excusable.
Yeah.
Because in this one, I don't know the director's intention. I don't know if everything was. I mean, it was supposed to be taken seriously as a legitimate, unnerving, harrowing like horror film. Not even horror, just like a chiller or just like a
Thriller.
Sure, a thriller. I don't know if that
It doesn't work.
if it works in that sense, but the way I look at it, it all made it such a fun.
I usually
fun
say
movie.
I don't enjoy watching bad movies because I don't. They just make me miserable.
But I wouldn't even call this bad.
But this was an exception.
I can't call this bad. I mean, there's too much.
This was an exception
Listen,
just because of y'all.
As far as like listen, we're about to go into the case of. I'm only saying this because it is a short movie. As far as like, I guess filmmaking, there's 93 minutes of this movie. There is too much that's solid here, as far, in my opinion, of filmmaking that I can't call this bad. I mean, it's more like it's dragged down by what you guys are saying. Like, it's stupid. It's really shallow. It's the plot is like nothing. The characters are nothing. But I don't think the screenplay or like even the writing is awful. I don't think the performance is being so hammy. I don't think that they are.
Who wrote that?
Probably him. Didn't the director write it?
Honestly, it's a thing where it's like it's so dumb that he's saying it, but the way he says it is really really takes the cake.
Yeah. Pull up Citizen Kane right now.
Yeah, dude. Carlos.
It is not. I don't even want to make this case. I don't want to make this case of doubling down. I don't want to make this a case of that. I'm pretty sure, dude. I can think of. I'm so bad with names. Who is that one guy in Kane when they're celebrating at that big fancy dinner? He's like, "Tell him again, Kane. Tell him again."
Well, that's a 1 second character.
That is not. No, he's a part of the first
the
third.
guy with the glasses.
Tell him again, Kane. Tell him again. Charles Foster Kane. Come on.
Well, no, I do admit they speak with a certain accent.
And that's fine.
But it's not.
Okay.
It's not like
it's not the accent.
It's not the accent. It's not the way they. Just listen. All right.
Okay. No, please.
You can have a movie with like I don't know, like a foreign character, and let's say they speak with a Spanish accent. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's not the accent. It's not the way they speak. It's how ridiculously over the top the line delivery is because it's just.
I would argue that Kane moment is over the top.
Well, I'll put it. Okay, how about put it this way?
How
about put it this way?
It's fine.
How about put it this way? Kane, different fucking movie atmospherically wise.
Yeah,
and that scene where that guy is so uppity is during like this big, fantastic. Like dinner scene, even in very important, supposed to be like tense moments in this fucking movie. Mm-hmm. This is concrete. That is bad time.
I'm not trying to argue that that's even good, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but like
I'm just saying, like it doesn't take me out. It just doesn't take me out of the movie.
I disagree.
I completely
the moment in Kane took me out because it's like that moment stuck in my head throughout the entire movie. In Kane, I couldn't get that out of my head.
Just,
but it's more fitting than the shit that happens.
No, I was gonna say that's completely like that. There's no comparison to be drawn at all.
It's a bunch of guys drinking together, and it's like literally it's a whole dance routine that happens in that scene.
It's just like complete. Like it's almost that.
It's like a celebration.
Yeah, it's like ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say it's like over the top, but the thing is, Orson Welles knows that scene in particular is over the top.
It's
the whole
so
movie
fitting.
movie isn't just a farce.
And there are moments in Citizen Kane when it gets really serious where it's more controlled. It's not as like her.
Exactly. Think about the scene where he destroys everything in his house with his second wife leaves.
Exactly.
Think about the scene where I don't know, where he says to the other politician guy that he's rallying against, "I'm Charles Foster Kane." Like, that's haunting.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Or even the scene where this is after he's dead and all those people are going through all this stuff and they're just saying they're not like saying like her. They're just saying like they're just saying they aren't. They're like he died and who knows why he would buy all these things, why he would go this far, build this place for a person that doesn't even love him. They become. There's moments where it is not that
not that hammy. It's not that.
When it is hammy, it's when the scene itself is hammy.
Exactly.
There are moments where I'm telling you, man. In my opinion, when things were supposed to be serious or tense or even just normal, kind of neutral. It was just ridiculous.
I don't know. I guess for me, these old-timey Hollywood films, 50s, maybe even 40s. I don't even know how far we're going to go, but whenever they talk like that, it's just part of it to me. It's like, okay, well...
Well, it's not about the way they talk, like I said. It's just, in this movie, it's just like...
Whenever they act like that. When I say talk, whenever they act like that, whenever they...
I was going to say, it's like exaggerated for no reason, and it takes away from the drama that could be otherwise happening.
There's exaggeration...
And it makes it bad. That can only happen when children act, because sometimes children, amp it up a little bit, because, they're trying to, I don't know... but that's adults shouldn't do that unless it's supposed to be intentional for the scene
or funny.
Yeah, I guess. But if it's a comedy, then sure. But
no, when I say talk like that, it's more like whenever they are performing, they are pushing at the envelope. They're going over the top. They're being hammy. When that happens, most of the time, I don't really. It's just it feels like just a product of its time.
Well, then why did it stick out for Kane?
That one did because the movie itself felt like it was more serious.
Okay.
No, yeah, it felt like it was a more serious film.
Well, in this movie, it wasn't really serious. It was just kind of like cheap thrills.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
So I think that's why from the onset of that's why it didn't bother me.
But I guess that's where we differ because you know what the movie is. It's excusable. Mm-hmm. but that kind of movie, I'm just not interested in it at all. Cause
I guess
it's nothing to me.
I guess for me, it's like in Kane it felt more of a serious thing.
It's like the perfect for what it is thing. Kind of,
I guess.
Well, it's like you know what the movie is, so you can excuse its otherwise flaws. You know, you're judging on a different basis.
But also, okay,
I do tend to judge things differently, and you know that. I think I made that pretty. I made that pretty. That's not a secret.
Yeah, no, it's very apparent.
Yeah, because that's what I always say. Like I mean a movie at its own terms.
No, I was gonna say.
You know what I mean? Because I think that's what it's asking of me, and that's how I view it.
Because like,
now, if anything, that moment in Kane, it isn't like it really like ruined the entire movie. I'm just saying it stuck with me throughout the movie because like that just felt so. I don't know. I mean, but there are certain I think filmmakers and certain genres that can blend different tones together. I don't mind it. A lot of like Korean films and Japanese cinema, they love to blend action humor with like deeply disturbing, unsettling. Yeah. And for some reason, it's
you just gotta ride the line. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's just a matter of taste and
no, it's all just opinions as well. Timing. But I'm thinking about like Memories of Murder, like that Bong Joon-ho film.
That movie works for me.
There's like such funny, stupid shit, like pratfalls. Like drop kicks,
peeing,
but then like also mixed with like
off on the
mixed with like some really haunting, just like
I was gonna say that sometimes that works for me, but sometimes that always doesn't. Like I think in Parasite it doesn't really always work for me.
The Memories of Murder doesn't back to Kane, I guess I don't know. It's just in Kane it felt like this is like trying to be a very serious picture of a man. A man with an empire.
Story about a guy's life,
story of a man's life, and in that one, it's just like, okay, there's the classic old Hollywood creeping into this movie, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. But in that one scene, but I mean, there's other examples I can probably think of, but I can't. That's the one scene that I can think of right now.
I was gonna say,
it's been a minute since I've seen Kane. Yeah. And if anything, Kane is one of those where I do like it a lot. But it's one of those like I'm really like technically wowed by, but I'm not here thinking about like when no joke when you guys were bringing up scene back to back, I was like I forgot that all happened.
Mm-hmm. About this movie?
No, about Kane. What did you guys say? What about that scene? I was like, holy shit! I totally forgot that movie.
Yeah, I mean, I know like sometimes you might like struggle a bit with just remembering movies. I mean, shit, we watch a lot anyway. So
and honestly,
and you also thought Harvey Keitel and Taxi Driver was
Mean Streets. No, I swear to God, I thought that was Mean Streets.
That was Harvey Keitel.
Cartel. No, but I don't know. I guess it's just like we're a thing where.
You just meet the movie on its own terms. You said it perfectly.
Yeah.
Because like I was gonna say, like if a movie's not doing something that I particularly like, I don't care how well done for what it is. I just don't like it. Like
bad execution.
No, well, not even that. It's about like what it's going for. Because like you made the case that like Shazam is good for what it is, but I think Shazam is like no different from watching Thor: Love and Thunder. Like it's all just nonsense and noise to me. Yeah, I'm not even kidding.
No, that's a good comparison as far as.
So you're talking about the actual depth.
When you say that, it's crazy because you say that, but when you say, I'm like, what the fuck, this guy's tripping.
So you're talking about the depth of the film, meaning just like, what it's.
Just what it's going for, I guess. Just like what it's trying to show me how, because like this is just like something that it's like, just nothing to me. You know what I mean? It's just like there. It's like you're there, you're out. We got 90 minutes. We got to cheap throws. You know, it's just like I don't care. Like that's not what what allures me about movies.
Although with this one in particular, I don't think that was what the filmmaker was going for though.
Well then,
so that's why I gotta like really look it up.
If he was trying to do something more than that, then it completely failed because it's just so hollow.
Yeah, I mean, I have to look it up because I have to see like why is this one so.
Acclaimed.
It
is bizarre.
At the end of it, like, man, I know like you don't love him like that, and I'm not Dick Wright and Scorsese at this point, but it said at the end of the credits, it's like, oh, here are people who contributed to the making of this remaster, and he was in the credits. Mm-hmm. I was like, why does this? I don't know.
Well, when you think about it, a lot of stuff that a lot of us don't like is like pretty acclaimed and non-Criterion, like even Thief or like. I can't even think of anything else. There's more though. You know
no, of course there is.
You guys were pretty lukewarm on John Ford. I think it's kind of funny that I was the one who was the biggest supporter of the Searchers watching it.
Mm-hmm. But I do that thing though where I'm just like I'm not trying to like give it a pass, but I'm just saying like
Deadly.
Yes.
I'm not trying to give it a pass, but it's more like a thing where it's like no, these great filmmakers that I love and admire, and I think these really smart people, they find something in these other works that I don't really care for. So there's got to be something here that I haven't.
So then you should watch more Godard. No, I'm just kidding.
Chris,
maybe
because like
probably.
I'm assuming you're gonna agree with this, but yeah, talking about when a film is trying to like strive for something that's maybe more out there, something just like deeper or whatever, then it'll have your attention more. But if it is still executed in a manner that is not good, then it's not good. Like, so you agree with the idea that a movie isn't good just for the fact, it's like talking. Okay,
of course
yeah.
Okay.
That's
half the battle. The other half is how it's done.
So it can't just be talking about all these subjects.
No,
and
of
trying
course
to
not.
So if not, I kind of figured. I already knew that, but
I was just double checking.
That's not the art of film. You know what I mean?
No.
I was gonna say it's more about how it's done, the execution. I would say though, the execution is more important because there's films that I like that at the end of the day aren't that deep. I just like the way they're House. I mean,
great fucking movie.
I just like the way they're.
Well, House is just such a. God, House is
such a great movie.
Yeah.
That's one of those where just like it's purely like visual, eye candy,
I was gonna
and
say,
just like really fun and just really creative and out there. But it's like, what the fuck is that movie about?
And
like,
incredible editing.
It's just all. The setup is
sound design.
The setup was we're gonna go over to your aunt's house.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's
but it doesn't even have to be a farce. Like even something much more like just visceral and deep and serious, like Come and See. It's not really that much of a intellectually stimulating it's just like it's just raw and provocative and it's just there.
Well, you're saying you're saying it's raw and provocative means
it means it's just about the execution. You know what I mean?
Like just like the imagery and like some of the scenes that play out in this movie.
It's 100%. If that scene wasn't made, if that movie wasn't made the way it was, then it would just be nothing.
It would just be another regular war movie.
It would just be whatever. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
I agree with Chris.
So it's not that much. It's not that intellectually stimulating at all. It's not the most like brainy whatever type movie. It's just like so well done.
If you boil it all down, all this is just like just talking about how horrible war is.
And it's just it's super simplistic, and that's why it's managed to be so high on letterboxd because it's just a relatively simple setup.
I think this film's amazing, and I agree with Chris. Depth wise, it's not something miraculous, but just I'm always taken back by this movie.
Yeah, but I would say for me the movies that I like most are like the perfect blend, like Persona, just like. Yeah, or that. Like, that movie has so much food. Holy Mountain is what we're talking about, by the way.
Yeah,
for the audience.
For the audience that we're going to hopefully have one day.
Like,
4 million.
Holy Mountain
4 million?
is so dense in all the messages and all the things about life and about human experience that it's trying to cover, but it's also so miraculously told in its directing and its sets and everything. So that's why it's just, it manages on every front to be just so incredibly interesting and incredibly good
on every aspect.
You know what I mean? So that's why that's why I like it as much as I do.
That's style and substance.
Of course.
I think style is substance though.
But but in the general description of the word substance, then it is both.
Anything else? Any thoughts we want to share just for now, just to record?
Look how much more we got out of this movie. Out of what the movie was into the discussion. Isn't that beautiful?
We are movie men. We are the Stooges. We are the OGs.
We are the Minutemen.
It's honestly
if Mackenzie was here, we'd just be picking our
We would
noses.
be just making fun of him.
No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say it's always better with 3. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean I wish Mackenzie could have made it. Even though he would have hated this, it would have just been nice to have me.
I want to know what his experience would have been.
What if he was like, that was good. I like the kids.
No way.
Yeah, no. Okay, well, any other thoughts?
White people are funny.
True. I know. I want. Thus concludes That's Concrete.